My name is Ubaldo Acosta. I hope you're ready to begin. Let's review the general agenda of the Java programming course. Are you ready? Let's begin. A new behavior, polymorphism. In this section, we'll study the characteristics of polymorphism. What is polymorphism? Where will we use it? And its relation to object-oriented programming in Java. Likewise, we'll see the use of the reserved words this and super, and in turn the use of these reserved words in Java. We'll create a project to put this concept into practice. Types, conversions, and more. Advanced topics of objects. In this section, we'll review the concept of instance of, the conversion of types in Java. We'll study the class object and several of its methods, such as toString, equals, and hashcode methods. And we'll see what each of them is for, among several more concepts. We'll create several exercises to put this concept into practice. Understanding the structure. Handling code blocks. We'll review the different existing code blocks in Java, such as initialization blocks and static code blocks. We'll show the syntax of each one, as well as create several exercises to put this concept into practice. We'll also study the scope of variables in Java. The scopes in Java are public, protected, default, and private. We'll see several practical examples to make clear each one of these reserved words in Java. Conceptualizing abstract classes and interfaces. In this section, we'll analyze the subject of abstract classes in Java. We'll understand how to apply this concept to our class design that require to apply this concept. Likewise, we'll see the syntax and the restrictions that apply in the case of using abstract classes in Java. In turn, we'll study the topic of interfaces. We'll also make a comparison between abstract classes and interfaces, and when it's convenient to use one or another situation according to the class design problem that we face. We'll create several exercises to understand each concept in a very concise way. Understanding the errors. Exception handling. In this section, we'll define the concepts for handling exceptions in Java. We'll study the types of exceptions that exist in Java and how to handle each of them. We'll see the syntax associated with exception handling, from how to throw an exception, how to catch and process it, and in general, how to handle the whole exception topic in Java. We'll create several exercises to put these concepts into practice. Beyond the arrays. Collection management. We'll review the API of collections in Java. We'll study the basis of this API. Since it's quite broad, nevertheless, with the basis that you will have once you have studied the subject, you will be able to apply any kind of the collections API. We'll analyze the most common types, which are the interfaces of set, list, and map, as well as some concrete classes of the collections API, such as ArrayList or HashMap. We'll develop several exercises to put this concept into practice. Abstracting types, generics in Java. We'll study the concept of generic types in Java, also known as generics. We'll see how to define a class to handle the generic types, as well as the generic types that we can use. We will also review how to convert collections to generic types, and thus generate code less prone to errors. We'll create several exercises to put this concept into practice. Saving information, file management. We'll learn how to handle Java files, as well as the writing and reading process to them. We will conclude with an exercise to put this concept into practice. This is the general agenda of the Java programming course. These are just some of the many more topics that we'll learn throughout this course. So if you're ready, let's begin.